everyone, welcome to Top Shelf. Today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the Siligun Pro Compact 4-inch caulk gun. I bought this because it advertises a no drip feature, and I want to put this up against my conventional caulk gun and see if it actually does work. I'll talk about some pros and cons about it and see if it's really worth buying. So stick with me, let's go out to the man cave and give it some testing. All right, we're gonna take apart this box here, open it up, and see what we got inside. Got this clutch. Here's the tube stabber. I have found that could be a little bit difficult to bring out of there. Okay, I got the tube foil breaker out. Had to pry it out with a screwdriver basically to get that in, so that's kind of nice to have that in there, but then again it is not attached. It could go flying somewhere, so I kind of don't like that. However, it is a nice place to put that in and keep that there. For conventional ones, you know, you've got the traditional, it's right attached right to it. You never lose it. Stab it, wipe it off, put it back, go from there. Also, the other thing I see that it does not have a spout cutter like this does. This is just a cheap HDX that I picked up years ago. It honestly has been used a lot. The other one that I have is a one that I picked up from Ace Hardware. It also does have the foil breacher. It's got a latch on it. This is supposed to be a no drip configuration. However, I have found that it doesn't work very well for no drips, but it's a little bit more expensive than your basic ones. But we're going to try all three of these out in a test. This one does not have anything to cut off the tube, end of the tube, but I just basically use my Milwaukee. Any box cutter is going to work, any utility knife, get a nice clean 45 for those that I like to do. It's got a little plastic hook on it that you can hook to your tool belt, I guess. It's a completely different design. Let's see how it works and check it out. Okay, so I drew 5 lines on this piece of cardboard, and we're going to caulk on those, which is about a length that you're probably going to want to caulk something and then stop and wipe it down, clean it up, and go from there. So let's get the tube of caulk set up. I've got Alex Plus, just a latex siliconized caulk. It's room temperature. Let it sit inside so it's nice and warm. Get it started with that. These you don't need to poke the inside with it. We're going to first use this HDX. This is my go-to. I've been using for years. One thing I did notice when I was looking at that gun is that you wouldn't be able to twist this with this new Siligun because it cuts the tube as it comes through here. So that's one thing that I like to be able to do, is to be able to twist this, release the pressure, twist this tube for a different angle, and go from there. But for today, we're just going to caulk this. I'm going to set it down at the end and see how much it drips after, just for a minute or so. Going to let this sit for just a little bit. See if it actually does drip. So when you go to wipe your caulk down, you set this down on the floor, it's going to be dripping out. And one thing I found, you take the pressure off of this latch on the back, it's going to help a lot to cut down the pressure on that tube since it's pushing on that right now. So you got quite a bit you can see that's still coming out. And that would be a situation where you would have that on your floor if you set it on the floor or anything like that. So that's a decent pile. We're going to try this again, keeping the pressure on it, and run the speed of caulk down. This time I'm going to release the pressure from that, see what it does for that. As you can see, after 20-30 seconds, it really isn't dripping that much. This is like a $6 HDX, just a basic caulk gun made in China. And just popping that pressure off made a significant difference. Next gun we're going to try is this one I bought a few years ago. I used to use it a lot, but it didn't seem to stop dripping as much as I would like it to, but it still works pretty good. And we're going to caulk this. That took 2 pumps on the handle, and that is really coming out. That is not a no drip caulk gun, as you can see. I don't use it anymore because of this situation. Sometimes I forget to relieve the pressure, but that's 4 times the amount. We're going to leave the pressure on. Do this again. Again, it takes 2 pumps. Pressure is off now. Seems to work just great with that pressure off of it. No drips. Nothing coming out. I'd guess this is probably a $12 to $15 caulk gun. And again, you take this pressure off, you can spin this so at your 45-degree angle you can get in certain things. Try this new gun. Basically you have to pull this back, shove it all the way in as much as you can. And there's it started. As you can see, it's still coming out. It says it's no drip. That's what I bought it for. Let's try another one, and we're gonna push the clutch out this time. It does it in one fell swoop though. So turned off the, relieve the pressure from the clutch a little bit. Still dripping. That's a big disappointment considering on the box it says no drip caulk gun. It's dripping less than this black caulk gun with the pressure on. More than with the pressure off. And this clutch, I guess you have to basically hold that clutch back. Let's try it again. It's putting a nice bead of caulk down. Only 1 shot there. But you still get a drip even with the clutch completely pulled back. Hopefully you can see this. That's not no drip though. To remove this, got to pull it back out or hit it with your hand. It's basically slicing this tube, so you won't be able to turn this at all, and it will damage the back of this. So if you wanted to use a regular caulk gun, it's going to weaken that. Takes a little bit to pull it out, but it's coming out. There it goes. No caulk coming out anymore. Pretty cool design. But as you can see, it's dripping. My go-to that I use for all my jobs, this orange HDX. Let's check it out right next to it. You pop it in. If you're going up inside something, you can release this, turn this a little bit, and keep on going. Take the pressure off. Once again, nothing coming out. What I do like about this gun is that once it works its way through, you can actually take a knife, cut that tube off, and so this is for getting into tight corners. If you had to go inside a cabinet, behind a faucet, on a backsplash, something like that, that you need less distance than this full length, that is the benefit for it. It is compact, it's only 4 inches. However, it drips. That's really disappointing. A lot more money for just to have that. Would you buy that? Well, we'll see. Let me do a review here. Let's get out of the man cave and we'll go back inside. Okay, we're back from the man cave. Just wanted to give you a follow-up on this Pro edition of the Siligun. Kind of like a stupid gun, I think. I bought it because I wanted no drip situation. It completely failed on that. I don't know that I'll be using it. I basically just go back to this good old $6 one. Make sure I hit the pressure off of there. This one does not have anything to cut the end of the tip of the tube of caulk. And this is extremely difficult to get in and out of there, making that pretty much useless on there. So that's my opinion on it. I do like the idea that you can get into tight spaces. Once you burn through half a tube or so, you can cut that off and you can get into tighter places. Will I throw it away? No, I'll keep it. I bought it and, you know, for tight spots, I'll have this in my tool bag, but I am not gonna give up this inexpensive one because this just works so much better. As long as I take the pressure off that, set it down, I don't worry about drips. I thought this was gonna be the better mousetrap, just is not. I bought it for no drip. There are different functions, but I would not just throw that in the tool bag and use that all the time. I would go back to using this when you're doing massive things. One thing also that I read in the literature is that this is not to be used for adhesives. So if you're putting up like a tub surround, or you're using any kind of construction adhesive or any type of landscaping adhesive to put on rocks, they do not recommend that. Probably messes up this area inside there. So, you know, I would say that, like I said, I'll keep it, but only for tight spaces I would use that. So I'm gonna give that, on my bucket rating list, I'm gonna give this 2 out of 5 buckets of dirt because of the fact that it just doesn't do what it's supposed to do. In my opinion, I bought it for the no drip feature, and it, as you saw in the test, it drips and does not stop. Even with this clutch brought back, it still has pressure on that. So I appreciate you joining me today and going through this. Hope I save you some time and frustration and some money perhaps. And like, subscribe, follow me if you like, and we'll go from there. Have a great day. Thank you.